Good morning from Arizona, everybody. Ben here with Fly Plugins. I've got my two good friends, Nate and Corey, and we are the Fly Plugins team. We're here to answer your questions about WordPress, about any one of our plugins in our plugin lineup, WP Courseware, S3 Media Maestro, or Churnly. Or we answer questions about online business, which we love talking about.
Yes.
So welcome to Office Hours, and we're glad you're here.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Yeah, those are always seem to be the most fun questions. Online business startup, marketing courses. That's what we do. So
yes, it's definitely a hot topic, but it's a topic I love to talk about.
Yes.
I love to chop it up about online business.
Yeah. And if you're haven't been on the blog for a bit, we've been sort of on fire with new content and our YouTube channel. Ben's been
killing it
on the YouTube channel. Yeah, and we've got some new blog posts up. I think we got 4 or 5. We'll be sending out an email sort of roundup of those within the next week or so. But yeah, lots of new good stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah. And of course, as always, we catalog your questions throughout the month in between these sessions, these office hour sessions. We don't have much to go through from email. But of course, Ben, as always, if anybody is on with us, they can submit questions via YouTube or Facebook.
Or Zoom, if they're on Zoom as well.
Or Zoom. Yeah.
Yes, I've got, I just opened up all our chat options. So if you guys have questions, feel free to pop them in. We'd love to answer your questions.
Absolutely. Well, I can get started on our email questions.
Okay.
If you guys are ready to go with those.
Yes, let's do it.
Let's talk about the first one. This is a really good question, and I don't know that we've talked about this one, but Beverly asks about affiliate program integrations. She's been having some trouble with MemberPress / WP Affiliate, which is actually what, Affiliate WP, I think is what it's actually called, but that's actually what we use for our own affiliate program.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so currently, unfortunately, we do not have any integrations with any of the affiliate plugins currently. However, recently, there was a plugin company that reached out to us to get some information about creating an affiliate integration with their plugin, their affiliate plugin. I think Corey has a little bit more on the details, but I did mention to the plugin author to let us know when that integration is completed, because I'd love to collaborate, create a video, maybe, maybe do a joint promotion on it, just so that we can let everybody know, hey, we've got an integration with an affiliate plugin, because it's affiliate marketing is a great way to market your own products. It's multiplying your efforts and rewarding those who actually will market your products for you. So right. It's a great way to market.
Get paid for free.
Yeah. I mean, you're just getting paid to do. We do it all the time. I mean, we recommend, restaurants and movies and all kinds of stuff. We do it all the time. It's like, you might as well get paid for that effort.
Yeah. And of course, it's possible right now with, for instance, we have an integration with Easy Digital Downloads, which is from the same developer as Affiliate WP. But that's sort of like a 3-piece moving parts setup. So yeah, hopefully we can get something that's a little bit more streamlined.
I believe the company was WP Insider, but I don't know. They didn't say what plugin it was, because I think they have multiple plugins.
Okay. Well, and we do have a good relationship with Pippin from Easy Digital Downloads, who's also the plugin author for Affiliate WP, as Nate mentioned. And so I'd love to get an integration perhaps with Affiliate WP.
Yeah, I think it's definitely possible, and I think in the future, as we get to it, because we kind of have this big backlog of features and ideas, affiliate integrations is probably semi-high on our list. So hopefully within maybe the next year, we get something like that integrated.
Yeah. We started out focusing so much on the membership and e-commerce integrations, and then now that Corey's got the shopping cart payment gateway stuff done, we could probably just interface directly with some of those. But
yeah, we can focus on those integrations as add-ons, and me and Ben have been doing quite a bit of work on our individual add-ons. So with WooCommerce and MemberPress and MemberMouse, and so I think it's the not too distant future that we get some type of integration with an affiliate plugin or plugins.
Absolutely. I think it's a great fit for, for our new shopping cart. So I think we hopefully can get something in there soon for that.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Okay, cool. Let me, I'll mark that one. And let's see, we've got a question from Conrad. Open free course access. Let's see. Set up, okay, so he says, open access accounts. It's been a long time now that I've needed a practical way to allow open, unrestricted, non-blocking access to course reviewers and potential business associates. Would also be extremely useful for troubleshooting. You may have already integrated this capability and I'm not just aware of it yet.
There's not a point and click solution, so to speak, but there are filters that are available that can allow you or somebody or a specific user ID or a specific user registered on your site to access any of your courses and more specifically units without any restriction. So there's definitely some filters in there. Corey, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm fairly certain. In fact, I remember. We just worked with these recently, Corey, did we not? With the update to the MemberMouse add-on, as well as the one I'm actually working on right now for WooCommerce.
Yeah. So that is true. There is a filter for it. It's a CAN user access unit type filter, and they are available in the plugin, and it's really just returns true or false depending on the condition that you give it. So it could be if the current user that's logged in ID or email is X, you could say return true, and that will give them unrestricted access to the unit or even the course globally. So it is possible. But another thing you could do is just make it, I guess even if it was free, they'd have to enroll. But I mean,
I was going to say, from being the least technical user of this group, like maybe creating a separate account, make the course free, not front facing yet, and do a switch user and just kind of go back and forth.
Yeah, I mean that would work too. If you just made the course free, non-blocking, then it would essentially give access to the course without having to do much
until you're ready to publish it.
Yeah.
Or a local install. Always a good way to update your stuff.
And I'm just reading the rest of his question. It says, in case my description is not clear, I'd like to set up fake accounts for testing and evaluation purposes. The users of these accounts would need to, number one, would not need to pay for the program, and number two, would be able to access entire programs instantly, regardless of drip settings. and would not need to take any to take and pass any of the blocking exams that I've set up. So yeah, sounds like just create it as a free course, create a dummy testing account that's enrolled into that course, make it non-blocking, and you should be good to go. Unless I'm wrong, Ben.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, that sounds right. Or, I don't know if he's, the only thing I'm thinking is he did mention about the drip. He would be restricted, but I think those filters get around that, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
I think the filter is really the key, because he,
Well,
yeah.
you could just not put any drip settings on it either. I mean,
True. Well, yeah, that's true too.
That's where local might be good, because you could create the course, test it, move it over, export, import, and then change the settings to, blocking
and paid or something like that,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think those are all good options. It just all depends on really what your end goal is, what you're trying to test, because obviously I would think that some people want to actually test the drip to ensure that that's enforcing.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
You want that there. But at the same time, if you just want to kind of skip along that, then I would create another user, use a filter. And what I can do, I can put something in the description. This is going to go up on YouTube, so I can put something in the description for that specific filter in question, so that they can implement. And I think it's fairly simple. It's simply just passing user ID, I believe, in either unit ID or.
Well, there's two that we dealt with, and so the course one passes the course ID and the user ID, and the unit one passes the unit ID and the user ID. So
right.
And then you can work around the drip.
Yeah, so the drip doesn't take into account. So these filters basically, because the way the drip works is it checks these conditions as well. And so if it returns true, like they still have access. So the drip technically goes away.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, without having to go into database and do that, or
Right. Yep. Right.
Good stuff.
Yeah. Good question.
Yeah, there's a lot of we've faced a lot of challenges with like administrator editing and previewing and stuff. Like if you set up a drip on your course, like we've talked about this, Ben, you don't want to really sit around and wait like 30 days for our unit to become live. So
right.
It's good to have some workarounds for that.
No, absolutely. Yeah, I think the filter is a great option. Or just, as Nate said, test locally, or as Corey mentioned, test prior to the drip. But if you want to test with drip enabled, but get around the drip, then use a filter. I guess that's kind of the deal.
A feature that we could maybe add in the future is some type of drip setting. So like if you're an administrator, right, and you have drip settings enabled, it'd be nice if the administrator could just see all content regardless of drip.
Bypass. Or have some kind of switch, like just say, switch off drip or switch on drip or something. That way,
right.
They don't have to, because I think it's a legitimate test case to test drip. Then again, if you don't turn it off, so maybe some kind of switch.
It would be cool. I was just thinking about our, we use SEMrush, and we have this marketing calendar where you can like drag content around. I know that's Corey probably doesn't want to hear this, but like a calendar where you could like sort of organize your
drip settings.
Yeah, and just preview from maybe like a button. Obviously, that would be because we've got the option to drip on a specific date or at an interval from enrollment. So that gets a little tricky, but
it's true. But yeah, that would be cool if, like, let's say you were in the unit, right? Or even in the course, and you could somehow preview a drip calendar, and it would pull all the drip settings from all the units contained in that course. And let's say that you wanted to change a unit to like a random day, Like they're kind of spaced out, like maybe, one every other day or something like that. But you want a certain unit to be on a different day at a different time. Like it'd be nice if you could drag and drop it and edit those drip settings right from almost like a calendar view. So it could be almost like a content calendar that's released.
Right.
That would be pretty cool.
Even a list would be.
Even a list would be fine. Yeah.
Would be cool.
But the fact that it's accessible from the course page instead of having to go into each individual unit. So one thing that I was thinking is that maybe we could put it on the builder or something like that. So like, you know how we have each individual unit inside the module and you can drag them, drop them, etc. But what if there's a small button that allows you to edit the drip settings? You click it and a little pop-up comes up, allows you to modify the drip settings of that unit without ever having to leave the course page. So
like either a date or like 2 weeks.
A date or a specific interval or, whatever.
Yeah.
Good ideas.
Talking through stuff.
Yeah.
What do you think, man?
Like,
what do you think, man? Think that's a good idea or a bad idea?
I think it's a great idea. I really like it.
All right, let's just add it to our list here.
Yeah, add it to the Trello board. I mean, I think it's I think if you could see it from a high level like that for all your units, I think it would help for organization and efficiency. I think it's definitely a feature worth at least, talking through and eventually getting in there.
And this is why we are where we are, is because of great feature requests like this, where we could sit around, as we've always said, we could sit around all day and design this thing for ourselves. But we need to know use cases to make it better. So it's good to get this stuff.
Yeah. So thank you, Conrad. Great idea.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Well, that's all I had that's all I had from email.
Okay.
Yeah, that was it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything on any of our chat channels. Everything looks pretty clear.
Okay.
So a couple things I think I kind of wanted to mention really quick. We just recently released an update for S3 Media Maestro, and just wanted to bring this up because it's kind of a bum deal.
Bum deal. Yep.
Yeah, we had recently released a feature to S3 Media Maestro where we were masking the URL of the video file or audio file served up from AWS S3. Unfortunately, we've done some additional testing, and this was actually due to a support request that came in, and we started doing a ton of testing and on the back end. And so we found out, we learned a lot of new things. But one thing that we did learn is the functionality of that protecting the source URL was not efficient and did not work well with larger sized files. And there was just some other little caveats, like, it was streaming through your web server, causing your bandwidth to potentially go up. So long story short, we went ahead and we rolled back that particular feature. Now, that doesn't mean we're going to abandon that feature entirely. We're going to continue pursuing, I guess, some solutions. We would love to have that feature available for S3 Media Maestro. Unfortunately, this was just not the vehicle to take us there, so we had to roll that back. Unfortunately,
it's a difficult problem to solve.
It really is. It was not easy, and the reason for that is because we're dealing with so many different factors. I mean, you've got your web host, you've got different browsers that handle requests differently. And then you've got video encoding, and there's just a bunch of things that kind of come into play with this kind of a feature. And so, unfortunately, we couldn't figure it out. We gave it quite a bit of time, and one of the reasons we limited our testing time was just we didn't want to leave that feature out there for somebody to use and have issues with. So we went ahead and we released, I think it was yesterday, day before yesterday.
Yeah, it was
we
yesterday.
released the update to roll that functionality back. However, I will say this: if anybody out there has any ideas for this or would like to test this further, we actually did not remove the code entirely from the plugin, and I'm willing to work with somebody if they want to do some further testing, and I can show them how to activate that portion of code. So if anybody out there knows a lot about video and how video works and is served up, and specifically served up via partial request, if that makes sense to you, it'll make sense to you if you know what I'm talking about.
Range requests.
Yeah, range requests, right. Yeah, if anybody out there has any information like that, we would love to hear it. So anyway, just wanted to throw that out there and let everybody know that we're sorry. It's not something we intentionally wanted to do. But as I did mention, we're not going to abandon it just yet. We're not going to give up on it. We're going to continue testing. So it may take some time, but hopefully we can find something at some point, or if not, maybe browser technologies or server technologies will improve or provide a way to do this in the future. So we're just going to keep this on the forefront, but may take some time.
Yeah, and I'll second Ben's comment. It was just kind of a bum deal. Like, it's just one of those features that it was difficult to begin with, and then we realized through some support requests that it just wasn't going to work out this time. But we are exploring other solutions, and if anybody out there could help us with that, that'd be great. But we're working hard on it, and hopefully we'll have a solution in place soon. So.
Yeah. I will say this though. I mean, the core functionality that we've had in S3 all along is still very solid. It works very well.
Mm-hmm.
And it's definitely a good method to protect your videos. I mean, honestly, if you guys are using our plugin, I would imagine that you guys are hiding that video content or audio content behind like a membership wall or behind, maybe an online course. So
that's already a good start.
Yeah, that's kind of another layer right there. But the people that have access to those videos should have access to those videos. And I would imagine that those people that do have access to the videos wouldn't want to, take your content and steal it. And that's kind of the hope. I mean, at the end of the day, if somebody really wants your video bad enough, they will get it. This was just another layer of protection for browser downloaders, and for those people that are very crafty, know how to get into the source code and find that URL. I mean, obviously that URL is good until it expires. So if you pop that into a browser, it's game over still. But again, if somebody wants your video bad enough, even with the source protect source URL functionality, they're going to get it. So that's just, it's just the reality of how, distributing video across the internet works.
Yeah, and it's better for us to not promise on something we can't deliver entirely, and have people relying on that, than just throw it out there. And I think it was a smart move, and there're just so many variables with WordPress plugins, themes, hosting. Yeah, video source, browser. It's just
Amazon S3.
Yeah, it's just there are quite a few layers in the sandwich.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But yeah.
So it was a bum deal, but I think we made the right decision. So
yeah. We may have a solution for that soon.
Yeah, I think
a larger solution.
Yeah, we're working on a solution for that on a much larger scale.
Yeah, true that.
Yeah,
but so that's. I mean, I think that's pretty much all I had for any updates on the plugin side of things. I can't think of anything that pops up. There were 2 updates also, just to, I'm sorry, one update that we just recently released for the MemberMouse add-on. And so basically, what was happening. we had a specific hook inside of the add-on that was de-enrolling students when there was a change in the membership status. So if somebody went in, like, let's just say an administrator went in, paused that status, then the student would get de-enrolled. The problem with that is when they got reactivated, the student got re-enrolled, which also restarted their enrollment date. Now, normally not a big deal unless you're using DRIP, but if you're using DRIP, now that you've reactivated and you've reset their enrollment date, now if they've left off at a certain point in the course, then they're going to have to wait for that extended period all over again. And so basically what we did, we were just talking about the filters that we've introduced into WP Courseware that can prevent access or allow access to certain course units. We actually added those filters to the add-on. And so what we're doing is if they're in a specific status like paused or something like that, it just removes the ability to view those units. Now, it does not de-enroll the student, it just removes that ability for that user to view any of the course content. They just can't see it at all. And then once they get reactivated, then they'll be able to see that course content, but it does not reset their enrollment date, does not de-enroll and re-enroll them. Now, so we just released that for MemberMouse, and just yesterday or day before, we had the exact same issue come through for WooCommerce. So I'm actually working on that solution. I think I have it pretty much wrapped up. I should have that released today. But it's the same exact thing. And it's working with WooCommerce subscriptions. So again, if a subscription kind of goes into maybe expired due to the credit card, it was de-enrolling. And then if they updated credit card, it would re-enroll them and change that enrollment date, and it would mess up the DRIP for that individual user. Again, if you're not using DRIP, it doesn't really even pertain to you. It doesn't really matter. But for those of you that are using DRIP, this is definitely an issue. So should have that out today. I just need to wrap it up and just do a little bit more testing on it, and we should have that distributed sometime today.
Does that just keep their original enrollment date in the database?
Yes. It keeps the original enrollment date. It just removes access to the course. So and when I say access, it's not even like it. All it means is when they try to attempt to view a unit, they see no content. If they're looking at a course progress short code, the actual units will not be highlighted or clickable. They can't even enter into the course, but they do see that they're enrolled in the course. They just can't click any of the links. And if they happen to be on a course unit by some means, they will not see any of that content.
That makes sense. Yeah. Because we even within our business, we have a lot of subscriptions that they fail, which is why we created Churnly. And people are like, hey, I can't update my license. I can't update my plugin because my license is expired, failing credit card, and then everything is just at a pause. But things like that with membership sites and subscriptions that happens
fairly regularly.
Yeah.
And Churnly is an awesome solution for that. I mean, if you're using, I think this individual that I'm working with is using WooCommerce plus subscriptions and Stripe. So this would be a perfect test case for them to use Churnly because the user that was I don't remember what the status is, paused or expired. They would have been notified ahead of time that their credit card was about to expire. They would have been able to update it, and they would never have lost access to the course in the first place. Although I'm not making an excuse that we do have a bug in our code, and we're working on that. But Churnly would have been a great solution. So
to get out in front of it, and
exactly.
I think with EDD, it's the status is failing maybe.
There's a failing in there too. And WooCommerce, there's so many different statuses because you have status for like product, you have status for subscriptions, you have status for memberships, for WooCommerce, and then on EDD, you've got status for I think just the regular download, and then you've got a status for the recurring. So there's so many different statuses that we have to take into account with how people have access to courses, in every case. So
yeah. And I think whether anyone watching this, whether you use Turnly or any other solution, getting out, if you are relying on recurring income, get out in front of those expired cards.
Yes.
With something.
Yep.
Yeah, you're definitely leaving money on the table if you're not doing that. You've got to do something with that.
Yeah.
I think there's two ways that we and I'm kind of switching gears here a little, talking more online business, but I think there's two ways that two things that we implemented into our business that have been just kind of made a big difference. One was a software as a service called CartHook, I believe. Nate, is that right?
Yeah.
So CartHook is really cool because it basically takes your abandoned carts and puts them into an email list and sends them 3 sequential emails, just kind of notifying them, giving them friendly nudges. Hey, you left something in your cart, you might want to check out. And it gives you the option to also give them like a coupon code or something just to, entice them to come back. But it's been very useful. The reporting is really cool with CartHook. It's very basic, but very cool because it shows you how much money you brought back into the business from abandoned carts. But that's one great way to do it. And the other one is as we mentioned, using a plugin like Turnly, which can just get ahead of the game so that you're not losing customers due to involuntary churn or credit cards expiring or that sort of thing. So you're not leaving any money on the table on the front end or the back end. So it's that they're both two great solutions that work really well.
And taking it a step further, the Facebook retargeting pixel, but that may be another discussion.
Oh yeah, you got Facebook retargeting, you got your Google Ads retargeting. There's so many different
ways,
different things you can do. But I guess that would be a good marketing discussion, I guess.
Yeah. That may be a good blog post, I think.
Hey, there you go.
Great idea.
Okay.
Well, I think that's about all I have, guys. It looks like our next office hours is March 22nd.
Okay.
So March 22nd, Friday, March 22nd at 1 p.m. Eastern. And if you guys have questions, feel free to visit flyplugins.com/office-hours, and you can submit your questions there. And we'd be happy to answer them right here on the Office Hours show. And so I think with that, we are going to go ahead and wrap this one up.
Cool. And we'll have this one available for replay within a couple of hours. So
yeah, we'll have it on the website, and I'll get this up on YouTube probably sometime next week. So Lyndon, thanks for watching. You guys you're welcome. And thanks for watching. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. We appreciate you guys. And if you have any questions, you guys feel free to reach out. We love answering your questions, and we'll look forward to seeing you on next month's edition of Office Hours. So goodbye for now.
Absolutely.
Bye guys.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks for attending.
Bye-bye.